Hello and welcome to a market update for the 10th of March, and we are going to be looking at sealed, singles and slabs. I've got my reports, I've had a little look, we're going to take a dive. There's a lot of 151, but we'll pick up other stuff. If anyone's been sleeping under a rock, there's a little bit of a 151 explosion recently, which I'm sure we will discuss. Now, I've already vetted the first two on this list are just due to reporting anomalies. This Temporal Forces one is just showing up weird, so we're going to ignore it. And the Evolving Skies one, I believe, is due to this this particular reporting picking up Pokemon Center ETBs. So it's actually pretty normal. It looks like 414, 445, 420, and one cheap one for 363. But the two that have pulled it out whack are not normal boxes. So we ignore those two, which means our biggest gainer this week is the 151 Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, which has jumped in this month from, at the start of the month, 570 and has literally doubled. Okay, that's insane. Let's have a look at the 6 month. Yeah, wow. So we can see, let's go 1 year actually. Previous high for the year, 745, came all the way down to 527, and we have now hit 1,000. That's pretty crazy. And that's with 14 sold this week, 43 sold this month. So up 72% on the 30-day, 37% on the 7-day. So that is a big deal. Closely behind it, the 151 booster bundle. I've got 12 of these. Should have bought more, but there we go. We live and we learn, don't we? So this, on the 1 month, sort of starting at 90, now 135 currently. And I don't know if it's slowing down, to be honest, so we'll have to keep an eye out, but look at that for the last 3 months. And just rockets up. And on the 1 year, this previous high, 97. So yeah, 35 pounds higher than a previous high. We've got a little booster pack report, but it's only one sale. You can look at it, but I don't think that's indicative of a big trend. Just been picked up by the report. 151 poster collection up 23% to £61. The Paldea Evolved Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. This looks like it's also seen a bit of a spike this 1 month. Looks like there's only 5 sales this month, but we have gone from 425 up to 576. So that is pretty significant, 22%. Looks like, yeah, that's consistent for the month. And what's our 1 year? Our 1 year is 534. So we are at a 1 year high, actually. And I think that's an all-time high as well. Yep. £40 over our all-time high for the Paldea Evolved. Crown Zenith. Let's have a look. How are we doing on here? Previous 1 year high, 236. Now, and it's not showing up on that one. Where are we going to see it? Show me the chart. Here we go. On the 1 month and 3 month, I think it's showing us. Yeah, so we are at 257 now. So we have reached an all-time high. Crown Zenith to the moon, in my opinion. I love Crown Zenith. I have lots of Crown Zenith cards. For those of you who have watched my videos on picks and things, I personally like buying singles and slabs. I have a little bit of sealed, but I'm mainly a singles and slab guy, and I love Crown Zenith for that. But the sealed is doing great as well. Prismatic booster bundle displays up to 1,243 now. Has that been higher before? No, that's an all-time high as well. Previous, we did 1,100 in February, 1,000 in September. Yeah, all-time high, 1,200. Good time to have some prismatic. And then we're getting a few lower down, so let's just do, I'm not going to deep dive on these. The Prismatic Super Premium Collection up 20% to 267. 151 Anaclazam Collection up 20% to 87. Paldean Feats, normal Elite Trainer box, up to 279. That's 20% on the 7-day and 32% over this month. Journey Together booster box case is apparently up, but that's very low volume sales. Take with a pinch of salt. Blooming Waters up 17%, 7-day, 30% on the 30-day, and up to £268. Basically everything 151. And we'll just touch on Extended Heroes. The Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, the Pokemon Center exclusive, up 13% in the last 7 days, but 35% in the last 30. It's at 221. So it kind of came out and the market price was about 130 on the first couple of days when it landed. And so it's gained £90 since then if you bought at that price. Very interesting. So they were ordered by biggest 7-day change. We'll just see if there's anything picked up on the 30-day change that hasn't been there. Phantasmal Flames Elite Trainer box cases. Apparently 22 have sold. Is that real? That seems erroneous, surely. Yeah, this is just picking up all sorts of things. Okay, ignore that one. Ignore that one. I have to report some of these listings, but no, okay, I think we've caught most things there. Lost Origin Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box up 20% on the 1 month, but not anything to speak of this week. It's plateaued for the last 4 weeks, but it is up 20% on the 1 month, up to £328. Not too shabby at all. Okay, I think we're done on sealed for this week. Let's have a look at singles. So, there's two different things here, okay? Because the 151 boom started probably about a week and a half ago. So if we look at the 30-day, our biggest gainers are the Blastoise, followed by the Venusaur, and then the Squirtle, Wartortle, Charizard. But our 7-day, the Venusaur has actually, I think the Blastoise is tapering off, reaching a high point, and the Venusaur has been gaining. So let's do our 30-day first this time, actually, just so we can catch what we've missed. So Blastoise was the biggest percentage gainer we had from the Blasty Boy. A jump from start of the month, £72. 4 sold, 1 sold. Lots of people just calmly going about their lives, picking up Blastoises for £70 because that's what it's been for ages. You know, very consistent. 6 months. You know, very consistent. No big shocks. £60, £70, £60, 70. Oh my lord! That's right. We've gone to £168 now to 163. Maybe we're plateauing a little bit, or it might just be a slight fluctuation, but yeah, that's pretty serious. So we are up 142% on the 30-day, and we are 50% on the 7-day. Pretty incredible. Venusaur, similar story. All of the charts are going to look the same. I will not bore you with all of them, but they're basically consistent, enormous spike. Look at Squirtle, consistent, enormous spike. Charizard, consistent, enormous spike. All right, we don't need to look at charts, but we will talk about the prices. Venusaur up to £133, up 107%. Squirtle, £95. I think the IRs surprised me more than the SIRs, to be honest. Up 103%. Wartortle up to 61, 87% gain. Charizard, 377, up 85%. Alakazam up to £80, 80% gain again. Charmeleon, 71%, £70. Dragonair up 70%, up to 37. Probably has some more room to grow, honestly, the Dragonair. Doesn't sound too high for a really nice card. Bulbasaur, £60, 66%. Zapdos, I love Zapdos. I should have bought more Zapdos. £115 raw, 62% increase, and we've seen a lot of that more this week. Psyduck up to 51, Pikachu up to 66, Omanyte up to 13. That's Snorlax from Sun and Moon, making a little feature here after 3 sales, pushing it up to 50. Are we on to anything but 151 yet? No, still just 151. We've got the full arts up 50%, Caterpie's up 50%, and we've got a Thunderous Pokemon Center promo. Has actually gone up to 21%, but that was woefully underpriced, so that makes sense. This is interesting. Reshiram. What's happening with Reshiram? 6. So on the 1 month, we've gone from 188 up to 273. That's pretty significant. But if we look at the 3 month, this has been fluctuating all up and down. So in January, this was actually this high. So I'm not sure why this has come down to 188. Let's investigate. Is that a mistake? There are near mints in this recently sold. Let's have a look. Fire card 203. Is this what's bringing us down? 194. Is that the same one? Let's have a look. Yeah. Fair enough. Someone just sold it cheap. I don't think that's indicative of the market dipping. I think that's someone selling their card cheap. But anyway, it's back up to 250 for anyone who was interested. Right, and is there anything else on here? These are all still worth talking about. They're all up 40%. Tangela 40%, Ivysaur 40%, Melmetal Max apparently up 40%. I'm not sure what set that's from. Pokemon Go. It's had a couple of big sales after a dip. Bless it. Bless it. Bless its heart. All right, Keldeo, interesting. Crown Zenith up to £12.70, a 40% increase. Let's have a look how that fares on its previous history. Okay, yeah, it's angling up. It had been to 12 before, and now it's at 12.66. A massive 40p more on its 1 year top. Poliwhirl up 40%. Lucario V-Star up 35% on the 1 month. A coughing from Cosmic Eclipse, knew it. £24 now, up 36. I think coughing should cost more money. Anything from Cosmic Eclipse is just incredibly expensive. The Mew EX up 33. Pikachu with the grey felt hat has spiked up 35% again. Let's have a look at where that sits now. If we look at the 6 month, in September we were at 493. It went down after not going down at all to 342, and now it's at 510. Wow, 510. The only way is up, eh? Interesting. Okay, Machoke 151 again. There's the normal spike we are seeing with 151. Any non-151 to speak of? And Among Us down on the 7-day, but up on the 30. Black Bolt, interesting. For whatever reason, that's seen a 33% increase. We've got some Silver Tempest, Trainer Gallery Love for the Blaziken. Looks like that's come off a dip, though, to be fair. So not too much to talk about. Ooh, what's this? Lugia V. One of the best cards, in my opinion. So on the 6 month, we had it reached 338. Let's have a look on the 1 year. What was its high? 355 here in September, right at that peak phase. We started the year sort of £200, rose up 300, dipped down to 243, straight up to 355, then correction, followed by dip, followed by moderate crash. And by January, February, we were looking at £224 for the Lugia V, and we've seen it fly back up a bit, 305. So we're not at an all-year high, but we are getting up there, 305. Good to see. 321 apparently is the more recent price, so getting closer, just 30 short of its all-year high. Okay, that's great. Right, let's have a look at the 7-day, just see if we've missed anything on here. Much the same, we've covered all of these. Blood Moon Ursaluna. Where's this from? From Twilight Masquerade. Seen a 7-day spike, but that's just recovering from a trough. So that's not too much. What's this Cornerstone Masked Ogre Pond from Twilight Masquerade doing? Interesting. Okay, that's spiked up for whatever reason, 45% in one go. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Mimikyu. Scarlet and Violet promo. This is the Pokemon Center stamped one. We saw it got up to £76 in September, and we're now looking at it going up from 38 to 52. Okay. I've got quite a few of those, so I hope that keeps going up. Psyduck up, we've done all those. Plusle, I did see Plusle and Minum are up a bit, up to £18.93 the Plusle. It's like an all-time high. Yeah, all-time high for Plusle. Good on you, Plusle. Oh, no, I was wrong. I'm lying to you. 19. We need to get 20p more, and then we get in there. Magneton, Pokemon Center promo up 30%. Tornadus, Pokemon Center promo up 30%. Pokemon Center promo is looking good. Mewtwo and Mew GX having a little spike as well, up to 72 from 59. Has been higher, has been 81 before. Ooh, Gengar VMAX, the big boy. Have a look. We did see some higher sales, up to 543. It's looking pretty consistent here. I mean, when I say consistent, this is zigzagging all the way, but I think these can vary a lot by condition. You know, if someone gets a really minty one, people are willing to pay a lot of money. Looks like the general sentiment is sort of £500 to £600 on this card at the moment, which I think makes sense. Snorlax Pokemon Center promo up to £180. Not quite at its previous year high of 220, but getting there. Yveltal. I really like this card. If I haven't done this, I'm sure I've done this as a sleeper pick. I'm going to do this one. If not, I'll double check. I forget. Up from a dip of being £12 up to £17. Yeah, this is I think it's a £30 card, but at least a £20 card. Very cool. Anything else of note? Reshiram and Charizard up 26% on this week, up to 39. And Dragonite V from Evolving Skies, not up on the 1 month, though we've just seen some ups and downs, so nothing too crazy. Holding its price pretty good though, 282. All right, so let's go on to PSA 10 slabs. I might add an ace section. Let me know if you want an ace section. I don't want to make these videos too long, but I quite like ace as well as PSA. But we'll start where we are. Right, let's have a look. Should we look at the 7-day first, 30-day first? Decisions. Let's just do the 30-day. Let's have a look. It's a bit better indicator, isn't it? Blastoise EX up to £700 for the PSA 10. Previous high 458. That's a monster. If you bought this just 4 weeks ago for £300, you would have doubled your money in 4 weeks. Pretty insane. Pretty insane. Special delivery Charizard also seeing some immense gains, going from 700 in January up to, we're just doubling. Wow. Okay, 1,400 now. That's pretty incredible. That's the Sword and Shield promo, Swish 075. People really love that card. Bulbasaur PSA 10 up to 242. That's a 61% gain. The big boy, the flying Sunzard, as people call it, up to £1,500. Of course, as with all the other 151s, this is an all-time high. 1,160 in the previous peak. So, yeah, pretty intense. I don't know who's buying them for £1,500, but more money than sense in my opinion, but that's just my thoughts on the issue. £1,000 for the Snorlax Pokemon Center promo in a 10. I see. That seems more reasonable. Sure, there's not actually many of these. I don't know what the population is for these, but 27% gem rate on a limited edition product. PSA 10 for a sealed box that's a grand to buy anyway. I don't think that's too terrible. Charizard and Brax and GX. Cool tag team up to 343. Looks like it has been 400 before, so it's just recovering some gains. Zapdos up 36%, up to 434. Yan Mega. Are we just looking at... This is from Destin Rivals. So we had the first few sold for 100. It dipped down. We had a 52 sale. I think that's someone selling it too cheap. 60, and we're up to 72. Okay. Okay, Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks, recovering from a dip. Looks like a year high though, 161. Very slightly, only just. Squirtle, Pokemon Center promo, making some recovery. This is the stamped one. I believe it was given as a promo at one point near the start of when 151 was released from the Pokemon Center, up to 217 in a 10. Alolan Raichu and Raichu, except the other way around. GX making a recovery as well, up to 163 from making a number of sales at 92 apparently. Is that right? That seems really low for... Let's have a look. 94. Was this... I would have bought this if I had seen it. Wow. Auctions. Auctions, yeah, that's a really good pickup. Yeah. Sometimes you see an auction, you're like, gosh, if I'd have seen that, I would have definitely bought it. Magikarp seeing an increase up to nearly £2,000, 30% on the 1 month. Equaling its previous high. Equaling, yeah. It's been pretty much exactly the same. You know, £3 extra. But that's good. And by good, I mean impressive. Magneton SVP up to 116. Pikachu with grey felt hat. How's this monster doing? Give me some data. No? Let's try again. No, it doesn't want to play ball. Okay, interesting. We got anything? No. Okay, 1 second. Okay, apologies. My internet was not wanting to play ball, so I just gave it a little restart and we're back. So Umbreon. Ooh, this is a big one. What's the 1 year on this? Previously got to 322. It's a 1 year high, 356 on the Celebrations Umbreon Gold Star. Goodbye for anyone who bought that at a reasonable price. Paldea Fates, Charizard up to 558, Mew EX up to 488, Squirtle from 151, 368. These are all sort of 25 to 20% gains. The Squirtle from Stellar Crown up to 238. That's a 26% gain over the last month. Not at its previous high. Did get up to 278 in the summer. Anything else we want to cover? Mewtwo promo on the rise, £300. Had reached set 374. Mimikyu non-stamped, making a small gain, nowhere near its all-time high, 91. Let's have a look at the 7-day, see what we've missed off our highlights. So we've covered our 151s. Alakazam up to 328 if I didn't say that one. Anything not 151, it's all just 151. Oh, a Cleffa. There we go. What's Cleffa up to? Cleffa just made a slight regain. Nothing too impressive. Rayquaza VMAX. You're a big boy. Let's have a look. Rayquaza on the move, everyone. From £1,000 in December, slowly climbing back up. Now at 1,400. give or take. Previous high 1,500. We're getting there. This could be, I think this is probably going to get there by the time the Rayquaza set comes out. And Gardevoir EX. Let's finish on this one. Up to 151. Sign of the times. A lot of 151 involved. Not at a previous high, but starting its climb. So we'll see where it gets to. Previously 203. And that'll do us. So thank you for listening. Please do give feedback. Was this too long? Was this too short? Did you enjoy it? Do you want an Ace 10 section or not? Did I go through as many? Do you want just a top 10? All of these questions need answers. I'm just starting these market updates, but I think they're quite interesting. I have the data. I might as well share it. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this, please do subscribe. I have barely any subscribers, and it makes me happy every time I see an extra one. So have a lovely day and take care of yourselves.